All right, welcome to round number 3. We are on the we are on the draw here, and our hand looks pretty reasonable. Don't have the As Foretold, which, means it could use some work. Ponza. All right, well, we found the As Foretold, but I don't have any basics. I don't have any basics against Ponza, so we might be getting punished by being interested in the couple black lands to cast our mana base. I don't really count this as much as a land as I do like a weird spell slot that's tutorable by Taliaferro West, but we could also have like Torment Script in that slot, I suppose. Hopefully this is just an Acid Moss turn and I just get to remand it. We're very lucky we didn't get like Stone Rain or anything similar to that the previous turn. Looks like an Acid Moss. No, Chandra. Okay, that's fine. I'm contented to remand this as well. If I only drew one basic, I would hide it. If I could Field Ruin this, I'd be pretty interested, but I think we're just going to draw 3 here, rather than just put a 5/5 into play. I think I cycle this now, in case I did change what I want to discard, but I discard the Field Ruin. Definitely not the island. The bog could have some use as well. It's possible I need the 2 living ends for whatever reason. I think we'll just start there. Feel pretty good about our spot in this game. It's pretty hard for our opponent to interact with what we're doing at this point. Chandra is fine. So we take 2. We do need to get serious about closing this game out, though. I guess I'm going to look for a 1-mana cycler. I have this other As Foretold and Living End to maneuver with here, so let's look for 1 additional guy to put in play. Wow, we just bricked on it, so fair enough. I guess I'm going to play Field of Ruin, play As Foretold, play Living End, and just have 8 power. We're actually in not as good of a spot now as I may have hoped. It's interesting. This league, we are having the opposite problem of usual. We're finding As Foretold, we're finding Living Ends, but we are not. We haven't not had like a sizable Living End yet. Typically, you don't really need it to be particularly sizable, so I'd much prefer to have this problem. But it has caused some of our maneuvering in some of these games to be a little bit awkward. And this turn, our opponent's going to have a lot of mana to work with if they wish. Fortunately, they aren't. Oh, I guess they're still going to be tightening us here. Yeah, that's not good for me. It's not good for me at all. This makes it very difficult for me to put pressure on the Chandra. And I'm probably just going to have to Living End again. So this is a good draw. It's nice that my opponent kind of has to block here. Blocking that's just great for me. Cycle this first. Yeah, and then I just have a bunch of remand. So I'm actually in a pretty good spot now again. Still have 2 River Winders. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth Ancestraling here. I guess there's no reason not to, other than discarding being an issue, which it's just not really, so we'll play my island here. I think I just want to have maximum interaction up at this. Whoa, no, I clicked 1 too many times there. Ugh. Alright, well, that's definitely not what I intended, but it's not the end of the world. I just have to figure out how we want to behave now. Shoot. That's my mistake. Obviously, I intended to living end with the other As Foretold there. And I just passed phase by accident. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to have to use the cryptic to tap their team. Bounce the Chandra. Which probably means I do it in draw step, or upkeep rather. So we'll set a stop on their upkeep. I guess I could do it in draw step in case they find, like, bonfire. No, this is fine. Discard this. Discard. Additional As Foretold. Man, that's a bummer of a mistake. Oh well. I'm even sort of giving the Chandra a free loyalty counter here, but I definitely do not want my opponent to go straight to combat and force me. Like, the worst case scenario if I don't do this is they use Chandra main phase 1 just to, like, 2 me, then go to combat. Then I, like, tap their guy and they have, like, more mana to commit something else to the table. Since I put myself in this bad position as it is, I think I'm best off forcing my opponent to only be able to commit one additional thing to the board this turn, rather than like leaving the Chandra in play and committing something else. I've definitely given my opponent a window to win this game that I think that they otherwise just were not in, by misclicking there on my turn. Because this Chandra will get to do a little bit more damage to us, make it a little bit harder for us to turn the corner quickly. They could even have like Storm Breath here. That would not be so bad for me. They pass to their other main. Make sure we haven't done anything else. Get to remand this Chandra. Okay. So, we'll buy ourselves a little more time with this. Opponent spends their turn on Chandra again. Doesn't get to activate it this turn. Uh-oh. Maybe gonna Stone Rain me? No, just Forests. Tireless Striker or Courser? Okay, Courser it is. Blood Moon on top. That doesn't matter at this stage at all. We're definitely just going to Living End here. There's some question about Transmute for draw 3 first. Yeah, I guess I might as well. Let's try not to pass phases, though, at some awful point of the game here. All right, draw with the smaller As Foretold. Not that it matters if I'm planning on using both in this way. Cycling this is basically free here, and just going to give me a larger board state. So we'll go ahead and do that. Play another island. Cast this Living End. I guess I could bash first, but my opponent's just a free block there, and now I'm just paranoid about about passing phases again. So they can keep Blood Moon, second Chandra, and then they'll eventually get Tireless Tracker. Chalice on 1 just doesn't matter here. I'd rather, like, it just, neither does leaving up the mana, though. Yeah, I guess leaving up the mana matters less. Okay, opponent's had enough. I think leaving up the mana matters less, and I would actually cast the Chalice there, since we just have 2 As Foretold on their turn and can remand into another remand. So it would really be like only relevant that I tap the mana if I like remand it into another remand, or like really wanted to cycle something with the mana, or that's really it.